So these so-called pro-woman, Spider-Woman, great to thank you for coming on set. It's incredible. Well, tell us why you did this.
Before we start, I just want to say this is my favorite place to be, and I'm so grateful to be here.
The Spider-Verse starts with She in Sony Studios' Madam Web.
It starts with
I don't know why.
In theaters Valentine's Day 2024. So go and buy that special someone some flowers, give your lover a hard-eyed Snoopy plushie, but leave their ass at home, cause we watchin' real cinema.
Pathetic. What more could I have done?
For one thing, you must stop being distracted by your romantic dilemmas.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
The future is female on episode 5 of SuperXevolution, where we look at the silk that was spun over the years to make these Spider-Girls super fits. Dakota Johnson plays the titular Madame Cassandra Webb. Cassandra famously sharing a name with the Trojan princess who was given the blessing of prophecy by the Greek god Apollo, but cursed that no one would believe her. Although Dakota's not a very dynamic actress, I think she was the perfect casting to play a monotone soothsayer. Webb debuted in ASM 210, wearing a dried blood-colored floor-length silk gown with a white spider that is streaming a strand of protein fiber gossamer. Her white spider predates Venom's symbol by 4 years. Her costume accentuates her inability to leave her chair, and the elegant design suits a woman of her age. Blindfolds are often associated with fortune tellers and blind justice, suggesting the trustworthiness of this character.
Where am I?
Please get off the floor. I just dusted it for cobwebs.
Madam Webb. Oh, not her again.
Gramsci Webb is most known for a role played by Stan Lee's wife Joan in the 90s animated series. She retains her main comic book characteristics of being a differently abled blind clairvoyant, bound to a spider web life support chair. This iteration is more trans-dimensional sensei to the webhead, who's constantly spitting some philosophy.
And remember, my confused young man, it's not the how you must master, it's the why.
How am I supposed to know what that busybody is talking about? And why should I care?
M-Web now sports the Matt Murdock blind bitch shades and some all-seeing eye earrings. Sony's pulling a classic young Sheldon. Cassandra's no longer her usual geriatric self. But when will the woke agenda stop? Men don't want to see a hot young woman in theaters. Give me grandma.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
The live-action suit was infamously leaked on an Ocean Spray bottle. Now that's a drip. The collab makes sense though, because the suit is clearly Ocean Spray Cranberry with a black triangular hub at the center, which may symbolize her ability to look into the web of destiny. Or it could be meant to resemble the spinnerets of an arachnid's abdomen. I appreciate the subtle M at the bottom of her chest, and the wide W at the top of the white webbing. It's very MotoGP baddie. Some of the stitching is unnecessary, and it clashes directly against the lines of the webbing, which is already directing our focus. And the leather lineage is redundant and makes no sense when they could have been incorporated into the web motif. Hey yo, chill. Your costume's actually kind of fire in like a early 2000 kind of way.
What do you mean you want to end our relationship?
Just what I said. I don't have time for your games anymore.
Have it your way, Spider-Man. One day you will yearn for the wisdom of Madam Webb. And that day will come soon when the two-headed monster rises from the netherworld.
The second Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter, created by Michael Zeck and Jim Shooter, debuting in Secret Wars number 6, is most known for her strawberry blonde hair, along with her iconic black and white costume, with a full torso spider symbol which featured rounded edges which highlighted her feminine figure. She sports thigh highs along with white gloves. This was the first costume a spider person had rocked with an exposed mouth, legally making her the most kissable spider person, just behind Andrew Garfield. Julia also went by the hero name Arachne, whose namesake comes from the poem Metamorphosis, where Arachne challenges Athena to a weaving contest. After Athena could not find any technical flaws with her work, she beat Arachne with her stick shuttle, which caused her distress and she hung herself, and then was reborn a spider. As a reminder, don't try to flex on gods, they don't like that. Her second suit ditches the direct Venom similarities, which is funny because Peter's symbiote designed itself based off of Julia's suit that he admired. It does a 180 by going for harder and sharper lines. This is a great evolution. The only thing I would change would be to remove the white on her feet dorsum and shoulder pads, or at least make them strawberry blonde. Currently, she's the new Madam Web. Cassandra transferred her powers to her just before her demise. Julia was first given spider powers by being an Oscorp test subject that tried to replicate the Spider-Man's powers. She has a unique psychokinetic power that help her create psionic energy webs. This Scott Summers Daredevil meets Nick Fury trenchcoat look is red hot. Julia doesn't miss an outfit, even when she can't see. Sydney Sweeney plays Julia Cornwall in this film, which retains a lot of the elements from her original suit, but removes the lenses, so when people see the trailer, they can Google hot blonde chick from the show where Zendaya smokes crack. Also, it allows for the audience to easily see the actor and their emotions. If you're saying you're a Julia Carpenter fan and you're in your 20s to 30s, bitching that her costume is in a 1-to-1 translation from the pages, first off, you're lying. Second, stop worrying about getting some Twitter engagements and start worrying about getting some bitches. Maddie Franklin is the niece of J. Jonah Jameson, whom gained her powers of flight, speed, and strength from infiltrating Norman Osborn's Gathering of the Five ritual. She didn't have a spider's powers, but she admired the hero and took up the mantle in his absence. She briefly absorbed the powers of 3 other Spider-Women to officially become a Spider Lady. Franklin would go MIA from the comics for a while, until Private Eye Jessica Jones discovered the former Spider-Woman was held captive by her abusive boyfriend and being used to create mutant growth hormone. Although she was Spider-Woman for a little over a year, she would don several costumes. We'll cover her best ones, the first being a take on the classic suit, minus the web lines, and with an inverted triangle from the shoulders to waist, and a long-ass ponytail that resembles a strand of web. Her final suit exposes her smile and Cyndi Lauper-esque haircut, and adds the gliding webs with her red logo's legs pointing down to accentuate her hips. Celeste O'Connor might be wearing the best live-action suit we've seen to date. It remixes Maddie's final suit by extending the spider's bottom legs down past her knees, really elongating the whole look. The goggles work great, and her fro is looking floofy. The one thing I would change would be to remove the strand of web from the spider's abdomen to her faux bikini line. Anya Corazon, aka Araña, Spider-Girl, is part of the Spider Society who materializes a magical spider tattoo that can generate a Guyver-esque armor, which activated her dormant powers after being resurrected from a ritual. She uses a spider bolo since she can't shoot webs. Her OG costume is perfect for a 15-year-old girl. Spider tee, goggles, choker, baggy pants, and a backpack. This is still a classic fit for even non-spider people to this day. Julia would give her suit to Anya after trauma bonding during a shared kidnapping, which I'm not a fan of. It took away the Latina flavor that she had from her homemade suit. She now just looks like a Julia clone. Isabella Merced is our live-action Anya. They took away all the spice from her original suit.
Not spicy at all.
While the silver looks good, I currently have no knowledge of the symbolism. I suspect they may have her suit be more durable with an ability to increase its density. Maybe she acts as a tank class for the other Spider-Girlies. Snap, snap, snap. Strike a pose. It's red carpet treatment. How could we not look at what the beautiful women of Madam Web have been wearing during the press tour?
Hot. That's all I'm gonna say. Hot.
Let's start with Sydney. She's wearing a custom Oscar de la Renta spiderweb dress that has silk thread tassels that sway with her movement.
Hot.
Hey, go DJ! Yeah, that's an Annie Ibiza crystal cobweb gown at the Vogue Carnival Ball in Brazil. It's got that je ne sais quoi Virgin Mary swag. Lastly, young Madame pulled up to the premiere in a see-through Gucci crystal mesh.
Huh. Wow. Gucci!
From Sabato de Sarno. It's more deadly as catch than researching spiders in the Amazon, but I'm not complaining.
Squad!
Time to relax and put on your comfy clothes for some casual X. Lady M got on the red leather jacket. Leather jackets signify a dominant character in American pop culture, i.e. James Dean, The Bride, Danny Zuko, Dante, Trinity, The Terminator. If you don't look cool in a leather jacket, I've got some bad news for you, buddy. Araña got on the chunky shoes and the big hoop earrings. We get it, you're Latina. The necklace with the... Maddie is the rebel of the squad. Headphones on, cause she don't want to hear it. And you can see her undies, like a true skater boy. 3 buns in her hair, cause because she's the third Spider-Woman. And an Adidas 3 stripes. With her colors, you know the deal. Julia is simple and clean with the black and white color scheme. And of course she has her suit's iconic stockings on in her civilian fit. You hear that splash? That can only mean one thing. It's drip or drown. This buff variant of Aranya shows up in Across the Spider-Verse, who shares an armor technique. This is a standout new design from the movie. The colors pop, and this concept art shows her power. Aranya's newest costume in the comics thankfully ditches the hand-me-downs, but is missing the mark for me. Keeping the goggles and gloves was a smart idea, but the large collar and scarf instead of a choker doesn't feel right. And her spider symbol now matches her tattoo, but I feel like the suit is now lacking the blue of her tat. Maybe outline her symbol in blue. Drown.
Slippery.
Miss Franklin has a bad outfit for every day of the week. My controversial take is that her purple swimsuit getup is actually good. It's unique and stands out from all the other spider dudes and dudettes. Okay, the heels don't make a lot of sense, but the gloves and the stretched out spider symbol, it's just her. Water. Make sure you double knot them. It's foot action. The Nike Air Max 270 Red Orbits. Madam Web is a paramedic who is constantly on her feet and needs comfortable, breathable kicks that can withstand and absorb impact. Plus, women just look good in Air Maxes. It's science.
Madam Web!
Yes, Spider-Man.
I am tired of you and your riddles and your lessons and your supreme arrogance. Don't you ever enter my life again. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
As you wish. I should leave you for now, but you are still the chosen one. And when the time comes for the ultimate battle, I will return and send for you. That you cannot escape. It is your destiny.
The web of life and destiny binds us all. The people who have weaved their way into our lives were always destined to be. The good and the bad. Don't ignore the signs. Even though you can't see the future, we all have the power to make it. Super Evo.
Madam Web's world.
Don't need to worry about having any predetermined ideas or information about...
No, you don't have to know anything about anything at all to watch this movie.
Should I know, like, what ambulances are?
No.
Like, okay.
You will learn.
You're gonna learn? Wow. So this is really like an educational...
You don't gotta know nothing. It's great for America. Hey, come on. Get your stuff. Let's go.
Starts with
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
Let's try that again.